We know that the black fungal infection cases are rising in our country, and still many of us have the doubt regarding what kind of a disease is it, how it spreads, and the ways to prevent the spreading of this disease, etc. So, thus, in this video, we will be learning much about this black fungus. Also, I welcome you all to the brand new lesson of current topics. So this topic is important in the perspective of prelims as well as GS mains paper 3. So when we talk of black fungus, it is actually known as a mucormycosis or the zygomycosis, and is a rare but a serious fungal infection that mainly affects people on medication or those having a low immune system who finds difficult to fight against these environmental pathogens. So this mucormycosis, which is caused by a fungus or a group of molds known as a mucormycetes, which is actually present in the air, deteriorating or decaying foods, vegetables, leaves, manure, etc. And these fungal spores, when gains entry into our body, it actually affects the sinus, the lungs, or even the brain of the affected person. So next, who are mostly affected with this black fungal infection? So before going into this topic, we must remember one thing, that this mucormycosis or the black fungal infection is not a new type of disease in our country. Every year, they are used to report a few cases here and there. But now, the fact is that along with this COVID-19 rising cases, this type of black fungus is also reported everywhere. And how is this COVID-19 actually related with this black fungus? Let's deal with all this one by one. First one, in diabetic patients, we know that in these patients, the sugar content in their body will be higher, so which acts as a better condition for the fungus to colonize in their body. And second one is people who have done organ transplantations. So in organ transplantations, what we are actually doing, we are actually introducing a foreign object into our body. So in normal cases, we know that when a foreign object enters our body, the immune system responds against it. So for the newly transplanted organ to work well, the patient is given the immunosuppressing medicines. So they will be having a reduced immunity power as a result of giving the immunosuppressing medicines. Third one, people who are undergoing cancer treatments, they will be also having reduced immunity power, as during chemotherapy it actually affects the bone marrow, which leads to the reduction in the production of RBCs, WBCs and platelets, which ultimately reduces the immunity power of the patient. And the fourth one, the most important current affair topic, why in COVID-19 patients as well as those recovered from the COVID-19, this black fungal infection is being reported. It is because in COVID-19 patients whose SpO2 level decreases or the oxygen saturation level decreases, the lung inflammation occurs. So to avoid the lung inflammation problem, they are given steroids as part of their treatment. So these steroids actually leads to increase in the sugar level in the body, which again acts as a better living condition for the fungus. So COVID-19 patients who are actually given these steroid treatments are actually prone to this mucormycosis. So next, the common type of mucormycosis. Actually, there are two common type of mucormycosis seen. First one, the rhino-orbital cerebral mucormycosis. Rhino means the sinus, orbital means eyes, and the cerebral means the brain. So this type of mucormycosis mainly affects the sinus, eyes, and the brain of our body. So and this it is mainly seen in those patients who are having uncontrolled diabetics. And the second one, the pulmonary mucormycosis. It mainly affects the lungs and is mainly seen in cancer patients and those are having organ transplantation. Next important thing is we have to remember is that the black fungal infection does not get transmitted between people just like the COVID-19 or between people and animal. So remember, this black fungal infection does not spread between people or between people and animal. It mainly occurs through the inhalation of these fungal spores from the environment. And the last topic, so how to prevent this black fungal infection? As I have earlier told that this fungus is seen mostly in soil, decaying matter, etc. So while working in these conditions, especially those with weak immune system, try to use body protection kits such as mask, gloves, etc. and try to avoid visiting areas with a lot of dust, water damaged or waterlogged areas, buildings, etc. which may contain the fungus due to moisture content in them, and try to avoid close contact with the soil too. So please be careful with this infection, even though it is a rare infection, but can be serious and even life-threatening